Exodus 7:14. Then the Lord said to Moses, I will strike Pharaoh and the land of Egypt with one blow. After that, Pharaoh will let you leave this country. Moses had announced to Pharaoh, this is what the Lord says. At midnight tonight, I will pass through the heart of Egypt. All the firstborn sons will die in every family in Egypt, from the oldest son of Pharaoh who sits on his throne to the oldest son of his lowliest servant girl who grinds the flour. Even the firstborn of all the livestock will die. Now the Lord had told Moses earlier, Pharaoh will not listen to you, but then I will do even more mighty miracles in the land of Egypt. Moses and Aaron performed these miracles in Pharaoh's presence, but the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he wouldn't let the Israelites leave the country. Perhaps you have heard people joke about the terrible twos. In case you're not a parent or haven't heard it before, they're speaking of how tenacious and how stubborn 2-year-old children can be. Mules have nothing on these determined individuals. Their displays of stubbornness, often culminating in a temper tantrum, test the resolve and endurance of the saintliest parents. In this part of the story of Exodus, God strikes Egypt with 10 plagues: blood, frogs, gnats, flies, sick livestock, boils, hail, locusts, darkness, and finally the death of Egypt's firstborn sons. Each is a message to Pharaoh and the world that God rules. Unfortunately for Pharaoh, he doesn't get the point until it cost him his son. Stubbornness can be fatal. These crucial chapters contain many other lessons. As we watch God free his people, we also learn about 1. Not compromising with God. 2. Persisting in doing right. 3. Paying attention to God's message. And 4. Being thankful for God's grace. Although he received many warnings, Pharaoh refused to obey God. Before the 10 plagues began, Moses and Aaron announced what God would do if Pharaoh didn't let the people go. But Pharaoh refused to listen and hardened his heart. Through the first 6 plagues, Pharaoh dug his heel in a little more. Pharaoh wouldn't change. So God confirmed Pharaoh's arrogant decision, hardening his heart permanently in Exodus 11:10, and setting the painful consequences of his actions in motion. This brought suffering upon Pharaoh and on his entire country. God gave Pharaoh every opportunity to change his mind. It was Pharaoh's stubbornness that prevented it from changing. Stubbornness against God leads to disobedience. When you stop stubbornly insisting on your own way and begin submitting to God, you may be surprised by the work he will do in your life. Friends, let's don't be stubborn. Let's not be fearful.